Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Minsk, and I resume E7. Last time we finished 2 of 5 dragons. The flame dragon Angubarl, I believe was his name. We beat him up. He was as cryptic as all the other ones on what to do. But it's clear we still have one more dragon to take care of, which would be over there in Kylos, the wind dragon. Also, oh yeah, of course, Cruci was healed of her illness. And now she's part of our team. She's actually a freaking total badass. Turns out, if we look at... Hold on, we're gonna get that right there. She turns out she's a complete badass Monster Hunter looking character. Basically a tag-in character for, what's his face? For Mustafa, her brother. We're not gonna get to play around with her quite yet, because, as you may recall from the end of last episode, due to my finagling with some of my party setup, her damage type does not fit our party for the moment. Before we head off to Kylos, we're gonna take the cave byway where there's the Moonlight Path to get to Kylos. We are gonna visit Iska Village. It was suggested briefly last episode that we go there and talk to Cyarius to report in on our progress. So, let's swing by there. Also, at this point I will be fully transparent with you guys. This is a failed recording that I'm basically doing, a re-recording, so once again I am not playing blind for a while, for about a half an hour, because, well, for one, I'm just now recovering from a little bit of a sickness, so if I sound a bit stuffy and a bit slow, that's due to that. I've been gone for a whole long while. But apart from that, there was a bunch of technical difficulties I was having in my first attempt at recording, capped by a thunderstorm rolling in over over my house, so I had to, like, stop recording and shut off my computer and pull all the plugs. And eventually I decided, nah, let's not try to carry on from there. I'll just re-record. I'll just re-record the footage I've already got. So I know, I played about a half an hour, I got to the Wind Sanctum, so I know up to there what's gonna happen. Let's see, no, that's not Cyarius, that's just some generic guy here in Iska Village. Here's Cyarius.
Diddle patties? I spent hours deciphering, and it's just a recipe for tiddle patties? Who wrote this junk?
Sounds like your research into the Iskan records isn't quite proving as beneficial as you'd hoped.
Ah, hello! My apologies. It's not unusual to decipher a text and find its contents useless, but rarely is it so banal. How are things going on your end? Were you able to meet the dragon?
Adel explained to Cyarius everything that happened in the Sanctum.
Yeah, like Adel said, we met him, but learned nothing about Altego's balance or the Wind of Destruction. He gave us more questions than answers.
So, the dragons are not ready to reveal the full scope of this crisis, it seems. That makes things more difficult, to be certain. But at the very least, one thing has been made clear to us. Adel is without a doubt the dragon warrior.
I find this silly. How many times have they said by now in the game that Adel definitely has to be the dragon warrior?
And is thus qualified to awaken the dragons.
Yes, we've done 2 of the 5, thank you. Yeah, I don't know why they keep harping on this plot point. It's starting to sound like freaking Blue's Clues over here. Is he now? Well, that's just fantastic. I'm stuck playing second fiddle once again.
So things aren't totally hopeless then, right? With Adel here, we've still got some hope left for survival.
It seems there's still...
That was a terrible flubbed line, sorry.
It seems there is still hope after all.
Yes, the Dragon Warrior should be able to restore the balance of Altego. Since all the qualified Elder family members are here, we must unite as one, push forward, and break this wind. That's a terrible framing of words. is that has to be because Exceed has done such a good job with the localization. That has to be someone on the Exceed localization team just slipping in a terrible pun into the dialogue. Okay, so that dialogue wasn't all that important after all. When was it? But we got a nice check-in with Cyarius. Also, I don't think we ever saw this obelisk when we first arrived in Iska Village. I kind of ran a circuit around the village, so I never stopped by the center island with this really cool looking thing. It's a rather tall pillar with something similar to the seal of the moon engraved upon it. True that, I guess. What if I... Nope, we can't use these. Nah, we can't ring the bell at it either. We, the people of Iska, have watched over the balance of Altego, hidden from the rest of the world. But then there was an earthquake. This is sad news. An earthquake is proof that Altego is falling into chaos.
Well, actually, if you look at fault lines, two tectonic plates running against each other.
Ah yes. Allow me to say one thing, if you would. You have already acquired the powers of the dragons, and know the skills you must use to suppress the enemy. But in order to use these skills, you must first build up the powers of the dragons to the absolute limit. The powers of the dragons will increase more rapidly if you use your skills with the weapons containing them equipped.
Oh, interesting! That's a mechanic I didn't even know about.
And I assume the higher the level of the skill, the more power it harnesses from its dragon. Remember that and use it to your advantage.
The extra skill gauge builds up each time you use regular skills. Also, keep in mind that the more SP the skill uses, the faster the extra gauge will fill. Oh, okay, I misunderstood. I thought, because when we equip these skills, I thought what he was saying was that if we equip a skill which is the same as in the weapon, it'll level up faster than, for example, I'm using Photon Blade because I managed to level up it enough from the weapon which carried Photon Blade. Power Smash? I don't know. But maybe I was misunderstanding. Maybe I was just talking about that extra skill stuff there. I don't know.
This hidden village is always quiet. The weather, the view, nothing ever changes. Personally, I'm happy to entertain visitors like you for a change.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, we're done here. I know we can teleport out. We're gonna go to the cave byway opening, like so, and waltz on over to the Moonlight Path. I don't know what would happen if you just tried to take the road to Kylos the regular way, but I mean, we might as well enjoy the scenic route for a moment, shouldn't we? I feels like so. Yeah, don't look at that, don't mind that, that's my save in the Wind Sanctum. As that's how far I managed to play before the old thunderstorm came over and I almost got thunderstruck! I'll just, these beehives have a nice hard hide to them, interesting. All right, we got this big, look at this freaking claymore we're carrying. We're equipped to deal with these whirligigs, but not these big slime boils. That's what we need guys in his new partisan for. What was that weapon called? It looks like it's a Korcheska. I mean, it looks like a partisan. She's got the crystal rod. Yeah, we got cool weapons going here. Oh yeah, it got flamed up. I should equip... I don't think anyone has... As much as I like the Gavel of Souls, this is maybe me gaming the system a little bit, but the... where is it? Oh, it's someone else has it. Hold on. There. The stone ring is so overpowered, the stone buff, especially when it works on those big, like, Titano-type enemies that are now showing up around the world. I really feel like I should just use it. Might as well abuse it. Look at that little crab there, for example. He just got frozen. And so did this guy. Look at that. Case in point, already two enemies just completely shut down. Who could have been a problem. Now here's, if you recall, the Soluti was that not a super tough boss, not at all. In fact, probably the easiest boss in the game thus far. Here we find her regular variants, basically. This area is actually, having played through it once, it's not super interesting. These two crab types are the only enemies here that we have to deal with, and there's like not much in terms of environmental challenges, except I think like one area of spikes on the ground. Right, yeah, you can see it up there, but I mean, with no lava to deal with on top of the spikes, it's just a simple matter of equipping the anti-spike boots, and that's that when it comes to those spikes. So that was what made the Flame Shrine such a horrible ride for me, was some of those spike segments. I mean, well played on the developers. My hat's off to them for coming up with such a tricky obstacle, but boy was it frustrating in the heat of the moment. Ooh, man, this... Okay, never mind. I was about to say, this crab is starting to get a bit feisty, but then it got stoned. I do like this environment, though. Environmentally, this, like, enchanted cave with weird waterfall effects and stuff. Really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. I've been marking out for this game for a long while now, but all I can say is this just really hits all the buttons in me. I really enjoy it, and I'm sure I'm not playing this optimally. I'm sure I've come off a bit of a button masher here. Oh no, that was close. Not this time, game. You're not fooling me this time. See, we need to have the water-breathing item as we go deeper into the water. Hey. So I'm sure I'm not playing this optimally nor very skillfully, but the gameplay, even at this level, is very enjoyable to me. Of just playing like hard to get with the enemies and watching their patterns and stuff. That's the kind of stuff I really enjoy in games like these. So even if I'm not playing up to you, the viewer, standards, I sure am enjoying this on a personal level. And I'm not going to say that's all that counts when you're making videos, but it has a heck of a lot of matter, especially for a small-scale YouTuber such as myself. Let's go deal with these spikes now while it's still on my mind. Okay. Yeah, I probably sound a bit stuffy, and I'm a bit sedated compared to usual. Like I said, I have been sick for a while now. I'm trying to recover from that state. This was... because I've been just chomping at the bit to get back to this game, so as soon as I felt marginally ready to do it, I decided to come in, but that means that I need to play this a little more low-key than I normally do when recording videos, but, I mean, who knows? I think a problem with my videos, if we get a bit introspective here... What else have we got to do? These crabs aren't much of a challenge. Like, I think a problem with my presentation is, if I try to be a bit self-critical here, is that I tend to become a motor mouth. Especially, I'm one of the type of people who, if they get nervous, they start talking more. Like, some people will clam up if they're nervous, and I'll do that sometimes too. If I'm given a question and I can't come up with an answer, I'll clam up. But in generally, when I'm nervous, I will start to talk and talk and talk, or run my mouth. And also, when I get excited, I start running my mouth. Oh, I don't know, one of these chipmunk things. I wonder if there's like some sort of achievement for finding all of these things, because they're in all sorts of really weird places. I don't know. So I think something, if I really wanted to work on improving my presentation, gameplay is one thing. Me getting better at games, that's an eternal challenge. So you can always improve on that front. But I think in my presentation, I do need to take things a little slower when I talk. Because, like maybe you guys have noticed, I do have a lot of interest in voice acting, and it's one of the cardinal things that I've read about voice acting is if you're gonna read a line, read it the slowest you would read it, and then read it even slower from there. Like, people just have a penchant to talk too fast, I believe. And for normal conversation that works fine, but for a presentation, for a put-on show, which, did not mean to use that, but oh well, these crabs are now super destroyed. For a show, it is necessary. Like, people on shows do not talk like they talk in real life. That's just a fact of the business. Let's look at this map. Okay, this looks like a dead end, but the long route is where we need to go. So we'll take this side first. I guess the other thing is I should really work on focusing, like zeroing in on a subject. I have a penchant for yammering and kind of going like, oh, that reminds me, and then switching subjects on a dime. One of those reasons is I really do like focusing on the game. I know that's hard to believe right now in this part of the game where I'm ignoring all this challenges with these crabs and stuff. It's just that there's not much to say about these crab enemies. But like, I really do enjoy focusing on the game, and one of the things I don't enjoy watching other YouTubers is like where there's something interesting happening in the game that they can comment on, and they don't. Like, they keep chatting amongst each other about something else, and it's a format that works to have like kind of a podcast running alongside. I don't blame that at all. I don't blame the YouTubers themselves for that, but personally I'd like to do something that focuses fairly much on the games, because I do like games a lot myself. And for that reason, I'm very easily, when I see something in the game that gets my attention, like, I will easily just drop and focus on that, but that sometimes means that I drop whatever I was talking about previously. Compounding that is, of course, just the fact that I do tend to be like, I'm talking about a subject. Oh, that subject reminds me about some other thing. Let me bring that up real quickly. Let me try to return to the subject I was originally talking about. Oh, but now I've gone on this trail of weird topics, and it's very hard to get back to what I was originally talking about. However, but I'm not blind to these faults in my show. Even if it does come off that I don't exactly work to fix those. I'm not blind to those, but I guess the main thing is I get carried away easily. And when I'm carried away, I'm not conscious of these things, which you kind of have to be partly conscious of to try and fix. Anyway, that's now to actually move on. We're done with commenting on this like meta stuff. Let's focus on that game like I promised. Here is one of the sigils to play the bell at, and it opens up a path. And it's that exact cave that I thought this would connect to, so yeah. This leads to that one cave in Kylos Gorge that's right nearby Kailasa Village, so look at how easy this was. Now we're over here, and we run into the electric kangaroo antelope monsters that this gorge was famous for. Except there should be a new enemy type. There we go. This guy's name was Stolbram. Was that Pyrolisk monster in in the Flame Temple. Now we get like regular Stolbram enemies here in, like, not with flame powers, but still like that enemy type. They appear in Kylos Gorge now. Except I think we'll only run into that one as we carry on, because this is Yak territory up here in the Highlands. And this is funny, someone actually piled up rocks back in front of this chest that I previously found. Or there was another free clan slide that covered it up. In any case, the rocks respawn there. I think that's kind of funny. See, that was easy. Now we're in Kailasa Village. So let's just save the game right there. And then we can carry on to the Wind Altar, the Holy Precincts of Wind, and get to the Wind Altar from there. Although we have a couple of things to take care of first. Kylos, at long last.
Good thing the Iscan roads lead all the way here. What? Something wrong?
Well, it seems a lawless group of men has arrived in my absence.
Listen, you hillbillies. We're looking for the man who assassinated our beloved king. Don't you get it?
If you don't cooperate, we will arrest you all as accomplices. We came all this way to your Backwoods Village, risking our lives to get here. How about a little show of respect, huh?
What's the matter? Can't even show a little hospitality to the knights who proudly serve Altego?
You can't expect us to. But please, there's no need to be violent.
Stop! Don't be mean to my daddy! The Dragon Knights?
Those men, they're from Commander Rod's division.
Damn it. Adel, we can't just ignore this.
And once again, no prompts, we're just gonna go beat the crap out of these guys.
Hold it right there, you punks.
The hell? Do you know who we are?
You're Adel Kristen. Well, now, this is something. This mission will be easier than I thought.
Men, arrest him! And if he tries to resist, kill him!
So, they bust out the freaking super cool song here, Crossing Rage. But, these guys aren't much of a boss fight. Look at this. These poor guys. They're already down to half health, the whole lot of them. I don't know what the challenge here is supposed to be. I mean, I guess they count as bosses because they're resistant to flame effects and stone, so they have the boss status immunity, but then that happens. In fact, the first time I went through here was even more embarrassing. I had my limit break stockpiled, so I just like annihilated them in like a few seconds into the fight. It was that's a shame that I didn't get that on footage. Oh well.
We won. But what do we do now? They're Altego's Dragon Knights.
What happened happened. We couldn't just stand by and watch. Right, Adel? Oh, right. Forgot you're a Dragon Knight yourself. Guess you wouldn't really approve, huh?
No need to worry. This was all the result of their shameful behavior. These men are part of Rod's division.
Rods? The guy that was bothering Tia?
Even among the Dragon Knights, those under Commander Rod are known to be especially violent. And since his father is Prime Minister Orbis, who now has complete political authority after His Majesty's death, Commander Rod's men must feel that they're now free to do as they please. As you have just witnessed.
I see. Aisha must be in a really bad place right now, huh?
Well, whatever the situation might be, the more pressing question now is, what do we do with them? They've seen us, so just letting them wake up on their own is a bad idea. We should at least keep them locked up somewhere.
I disagree.
The others will get suspicious if they do not return. I propose we replace their memories and send them back.
Alright, you can do that now?
What?
You can do that?
Please stand back.
I don't know, this feels... I guess the situation calls for it, but boy if this doesn't feel a bit shady.
Ugh.
You did not see anything here. You also did not see any suspicious persons in Kylos. You will report as such when you return to Altego City. Understood?
Yes. I did not find any droids here.
Holy crap!
That should buy us some time. But sadly, we've already been set back by this incident. We must hurry to the altar. Mishera, do you know the incantation to access the sanctum? Yes, I do.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get a move on.
Well, Dogi's calling for us to
Get a move on.
but we have one business to take care of still before we head off for the Holy Precincts, the item shop. Let's see if there is stuff we can do here. I don't remember, I don't think, yeah, there's nothing new to synthesize, but there is new equipment to buy. For example, this iron cutter, a slash weapon for Adel, which gives him tornado slash. Now, the reason I'm interested in this is, of course, that if I buy this, I can swap in someone for... I can swap in a strike user in place of Geis, and that's, of course, is gonna be the new guy, Krushi. Now, if you're saying it costs 40k and you only get a +5 bonus to strength, like, you'd really do that to just to get the new party member earlier into your party? Yes, I would. Watch me. Done. Now, we have 5k still to play with, so Mishera's gonna be in the party, obviously, because this is her dungeon, basically, her sanctum to deal with. And Krushi's gonna be in it for this stretch as well, so I could get a weapon for either of them. Because Mishera gets the bigger bonus, I think I will buy the Altion rod for her. Although, should I have bought armor? Like, would it be the smarter thing to just buy some armor for someone? Look at that bonus. Like, Krushi's armor's... she gets a huge bonus. You know what? I'm not gonna buy the Altion rod for Mishera after all. If the signs are the same as they've been thus far, we will get a new weapon for Mishera inside this Wind Sanctum. Because they tend to be... there has been a new weapon for Elk, and there has been a new weapon for Mustafa when we were in their respective sanctums. So I'm guessing that she's going to get her own... Oh yeah, I could still get one more. I should also check these. But yeah, I suspect that she is going to get a new weapon as well when we drop in there. I guess a new armor for Mishera wouldn't hurt either, so I guess I'll take the green robe for her as well. And now I'm well and truly out of money, so hopefully we will make do with this. There we go, and let's see, the Holy Precincts of Wind were this a ways, I believe. Yes, indeed.